a man with many solutions and a few accurate forecasts along the way.
Sorry, you know the one thing I don't have in common with that?
What's that?
A comb. Anyway.
Going to leave, but next Sunday, we're going to visit tennis Hall of Famer Tracy Austin. She is just married and also just recovered from a debilitating car accident. She's on her way back to the court.
And she will be here in New York. That's it for us. Be sure to catch Joan, Charlie, and Spencer tomorrow morning on Good Morning America. They're, of course, back from their 2-week trip to Australia and New Zealand. I'm sure they have plenty of tales from the road.
Sure they do. We're just starting to hear them, so catch them tomorrow. And thank you for sharing your Sunday morning with us. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you next Sunday right here.
Good morning.
And thank you for sharing your Sunday morning with us. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you next Sunday right here.
Good morning. Charges were filed against Mr. Janeo for the attack, and the other guy was not injured, unfortunately.
Right. You know, Jeffrey, the man who was on trial, who was apparently attacked, he spent 2.5 years in prison trial when he went to jail the first time.
Right, and a lot of people were protesting that. In fact, there were protesters outside the courtroom protesting that, but of course it does not excuse at all a law enforcement officer, an officer of the court sworn to uphold the law and protect the defendants, no matter how horrible the crime they're accused of. Nothing could justify what the sheriff was saying, basically saying it's okay to take the law into your own hands.
It's a mixed message, but...
Race relations in American schools when we come back on Good Morning America Sunday.
Sale absolutely ends Monday.
Does it for us on this day. Have a great day. Enjoy your Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Talk about their trip to Australia.
Well, actually, we've been talking about the weather here, too, more. Everything bloomed while we were gone. You've had some nice weather, but today going to get a little rain, I understand.
Finally, rain moving. You know, it's been dry in the Northeast for most of this spring, very dry. And finally, now we have heavy rainfall moving this way, which should relieve whatever dryness there is. But my lawn is turning brown, so...
All right, it's now, what, 7:30?
Those guys actually learn their lines.
Yeah, right.
And they know who they are, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm Charlie Gibson.
And I'm Joan Lunden. Good to have you with us. It is Christmas Day.
But they can get a little carried away, though, because they're getting ready to do their 100th episode.
Really? Coach has been on for 100?
We're getting ready to do our, I don't know, 30,000 or something episode. And that is Craig T. Nelson was the one on the left, no matter what he said, and Jerry Van Dyke. They're going to be talking about the past 99 episodes and the future of Coach in this half hour. Then after, he may wear a tool belt on the job, but it's the one-liner, the ad-lib, and the monologue that are the real tools of his trade. Tim Allen is America's funniest handyman, or is he the handiest funny man? Well, maybe both, as you'll find out in part 3 of our series, At Home with... All right, Spencer, right now, 11 minutes after, he may wear a tool belt on the job, but it's the one-liner, the ad-lib, and the monologue. And that episode is tonight. Tomorrow, we continue our series on home improvement with Patricia Richardson, who plays Tim Allen's ever-patient wife. We'll be right back. And Good Morning America, I'm Joan Lunden.
I'm Charles Gibson. That's terrific. I'm a family reunion now.
Yeah.
Good to have all those folks joining us. Good to have you with us as well. Hope you can stick around for this half hour, Wednesday, May 19th. Mark that on your calendar.
And this morning we are going to be talking with actor William Baldwin. He is heating up...
Any communities doing this now?
I can only speak for...
That gets too costly? Are you worried about that?
Well, with the risk of liability and...
You guys ever get a bad rap?
As far...
Since Title IX was ignored for so long, Jamie, how can the NCAA enforce this demand on schools?
They can't, but they've told the colleges this is what we want, and they've warned them that lawsuits can enforce it.
She seems like a great person.
She's sensational.
Good luck to her. Thank you, Jamie. Player on the #1 team. Jamie, now tell me true. Did you know that a softball was 12 inches in circumference?
Yes, but not before I did this piece.
Yes,
although
thank you.
Bryant will tell us that we're the only two. It's you and me.
Well, I feel much better. Thank you.
You're welcome. No.
Quick footnote, next September, Kristen will enroll at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville.
That was sweet.
Brought back memories of you and Ernie, huh?
Yeah, but also it was so sweet because for her parents, it was kind of a bittersweet time because their baby's all grown up.
Well, guess what?
What?
Katie Couric, this is...
Though.
Quick footnote, next September, Kristen will enroll at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville.
That was sweet.
Brought back memories of you and Ernie, huh?
Yeah, but also in Washington?
They're an affiliate of a famous mortgage and insurance company.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hey, Ernie, thank you.
They're
Brian, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ernie. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
We're going to get Linda Lott on the phone next.
No, we're not. We're back in just a moment.
meets with Alan and the child, decides they're both ready. Katie?
Sean, any insight into why the judge ruled the way he did?
Just from watching the court proceeding as it dragged out week.
We haven't heard the end of this, have we?
Oh, no, they're back in court Wednesday in surrogates court. Mia Farrow is trying to overturn the adoption of Dylan, so this...
We do fun stuff.
That's right, yeah.
We got our chance to play.
He's very good, baby.
Absolutely.
He was marvelous the way he'd just crawl right into your arms.
All right, to go on, can we talk? There's a little woman talk that we're going to be doing, because I'll bet some of you...
Great face.
Oh, good morning, America. I'm Joan Lunden.
I'm Charles Gibson. Good to have you with us. Friday, June 18th. Now they said they're going to do something to surprise us here?
Yes, before we go any further, we just got through doing a little segment, and we got to play with little Jason.
Oh, while you were watching local news.
Little Jacob, who you interviewed in the last half hour. Now, just take a look at this.
While you were watching...
Everyone, I'm Joan Lunden.
And I'm Charles Gibson, and they grew up.
I know.
They grew up. It is Friday, June 18th. Good to have you with us.
They're not kids anymore, but then again, neither are we.
Right.
Shelley Fabre and Paul Peterson may live forever.
You were involved in the Tylenol tampering case. How would you rate Pepsi, how they handled this case?
I think there are two methods of
Compare the motivations for something like this to a bomb threat.
There is great similarity, and I think one has to distinguish between...
It sounds like a lot of fun, and especially for families. I'm sure you get a lot of kids on a weekend like this.
It's fun for everyone. It really is.
All right, Terry, thank you so much for dropping by and telling us more about the National Railroad Museum. Big doings there this weekend. Stop by if you're looking for something fun to do.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
10. Welcome back to CBS This Morning. I'm Harry Smith.
And I'm Edie Magnus. Paul Lozon has the week off.
At the
Alert the park police. They're on the loose again. Well, done any camping this summer yourself?
No, I haven't. I don't think I'm very interested in camping, but...
Well, after that, I can see why. If you're leaving us right now, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. If not, we're coming right back. Stay with us after these messages.
Back to today on this Sunday morning. I'm Jackie Nespral along with Margaret Larson, who's sitting in for Mike Schneider, and we're happy to have her with us.
Thank you. Happy to be here, but that picture's almost cruel. Makes you want to go to the beach.
Sure does.
And Joe Whitty, thanks for being with us
You bet,
today.
Jackie.
And coming up in this half hour, we'll discuss the
Wow, H-E-L-L-O. I'm Dana King, and for Joan Lunden from Good Morning America Sunday.
And I'm Charles Gibson. We got to add Sunday in here. I don't know where we'll attach it, just to make you
Right
feel
on the
comfortable.
top, I think.
I'm Charles Gibson. Tuesday, August 31st. Good to have you with us, and you'll hear more about the Scrabble situation in a few moments, right?
I wonder how many points you get for spelling Good Morning America. A lot, it looks like, but if you had a Q or a Z in it, I think you'd...
Thanks. Mike?
We're going forwards right now, 20 minutes.
Double bill. Hi, Joe.
Good morning, Joan.
Joel Siegel's here now with a double bill. Hi, Joel.
Good morning, Joan. Brian De Palma's been making...
Interesting.
And so I didn't allow myself to think about it.
You won for Best Female Vocalist for Country, but particularly the new album, everybody will hear one of the songs coming up. It's not just country, and I know that you don't like to be pigeonholed.
Good morning, I'm Scott Simon, along with Jackie Nespral, and in just a few minutes we're going to talk to the man who is producing that convention in Houston.
Also in this hour...
Pressure of the group that they're in, the peer pressure of the police department they work for.
And we are back, and earlier I had mentioned that I was going to say something about Scott Simon, and all it is that he has a beautiful cat named Leonore de Simone, which he loves very much.
Thank you, Jackie. That was far better than I had a right to expect.
I know. In this half hour, we'll talk about police corruption with a former cop who went bad and then went...
Joe Whitty, how's the weather? Do we
Yes.
have as much sunshine as yesterday?
Yes, a lot of sunshine across
Good
the
news.
country. And let me add this, that Andrew was about as powerful, if not just a little stronger, than Hugo, which hit Charleston 3 years ago. And Hugo, 3 years ago, just went a little north of Charleston, so the main brunt of those 140-mile-an-hour winds...
Day of summer.
Gosh, I have to check. We know the last weekend is coming up. I believe it's the 21st, or the 20th, one or the other of September. Anyway, let's take a look right now. Ooh.
In just a few moments, we'll talk with the Secretary of Health and Human Services about the public health situation developing.
More than 6,000 deaths have been attributed to the clashes between the two groups during the past 2 years. And that's news. Here's Al Roker with the weather.
Thanks, guys. And all in all, we are looking...
Ed.
Oh! We'll talk about that later. It's a messy subject. Let's take a look at the weather.
Are coming out together to offer their help in the aftermath of Hurricane Andrew.
We're back on Today. I'm Jackie Nespral along with Scott Simon and Al Roker. And in this half hour, Scott looks back on the first year of Biosphere 2. And I'll check in with some South Florida residents we met a month ago as they rebuild their lives.
Also, Andy Parr will be along to tell you what to do with the leaves of autumn, but first, Jackie has this news.
Gregory Kingsley has a new set of parents and a place in legal history today.
Has this news.
Gregory, after seeing that shark bite on your interview, would you dare swim in waters that you knew had sharks in them?
Well, subject doesn't come out. I could say a lot of things about the YMCA pool, but not that. It probably wouldn't be too different from covering a lot
I
of...
understand you're looking at Hawaii with another tropical storm.
Yes, a tropical storm, not a hurricane. Let's take a look-see right now. Tropical storm.
We're back on Today. I'm Jackie Nespral along with Scott Simon and Joe Whitty. And coming up in this half hour, last night's big hurricane relief benefit concert in Miami. I'll be talking with one of the organizers, Andy Garcia, plus an eye-opening look at the great white shark.
And Jackie will talk to the actress who is portraying the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, in a new television motion picture. But first, she has this news.
Thank you, Scott. The Iran-Contra scandal continues to haunt
rainfall there. But, you know, just imagine calling into your office and saying, I can't come to work today, I'm stranded on a cruise ship. Right.
We ran aground.
Sure. Well, let's run aground.
Well, as if the Census Bureau hasn't had enough troubles already, consider this new element out
That
there.
are going around home to home, knocking on people's doors, trying to get the details of the census forms filled out. And there have been, as Joan mentioned, a couple of cases where con men.
Beautiful, terrific.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
A little bit and talk about an actor, a beloved actor that we lost yesterday.
Well, it's a rivalry with the child that hasn't arrived yet.
That's correct. Because I think it's part of trying to identify with that baby you brought home and invaded his life with. And he wants you to love him, you know, like if he were 1 or 3, he wants you to love him either way. And so what you
Swing era. We'll visit with him at home this morning. Welcome back to CBS. I'm Hattie Kaufmann.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome, Hattie. Thank you. I'm Paula Zahn. He is really a fascinating man. I had the opportunity to spend some time with him earlier in the week.
Well, they've now taken 2 in a row in Portland, up 3-1. But you've been following that very closely. Last second shot last night for Portland, almost tied. Great controversy.
And were you
as to
up
whether
for that?
No.
And
But
you
I
wondered why-
the first thing I checked on the wires this morning.
Doesn't go away. Good morning. I'm Joan Lunden. It's Wednesday, June 13th.
And I'm Charles Gibson, incidentally. Oh, I'm sorry. Should I go?
Always good to the last drop.
Interesting second hour coming up. Number 1, we'll have an update on the AIDS crisis worldwide. Number 2, very interesting father and son co-authors of a new book on genetics and how genetics affects personality.
Also on the set with actor Gene Hackman, Joel Siegel reviews another 48 Hours.